Hello everyone! Today I'm gonna show you how to make a VR game in Godot, but not the usual VR, not the one for the expensive glasses. I will show you how to do to these simple, these simple boxes that you place your cell phone here and put here. Here we are. You got a VR glass. This one is based on the Google Cardboard VR, and Godot doesn't has a native function for that. So I built a plugin for you to make this the easy way possible. Let's go to the video. Let me tell you about the VR, the XR, and the other technologies first. For now, Godot 4.4, I believe since Godot 4, it has support to VR, most specifically to OpenXR and WebXR. Those technology works very well, but works only for VR glasses like the Meta Quest, like Pico VR, and other glasses, the expensive ones. But I'm in the work class. I don't have money to buy that. So I will make one for my cheap VR box. It's pretty cheap and works with cell phones that everyone has on his pocket. Well, how I can do that? First of all, that's a way to do that using WebXR that is native to Godot. But not every cell phone supports that because it uses the OpenGL3, and since Godot 4, there's no support for OpenGL2, and most of the browsers, the mobile browsers, supports only WebGL2. Because of that, web games made on Godot doesn't work on iPhone, doesn't work on Safari, never. And work is limited, some things limited to work on Android phones, like 3D. You cannot use 3D on mobile browsers on Godot. 2D games works fine, but 3D games just doesn't work. And for using the WebXR, you need to use the 3D. You need WebGL3. That's simple. That's why I didn't use this for this project, for this video here. But you have another way to do that. You can use Godot 3.6. It supports the WebGL2 and supports the WebXR. So you can do your game, your VR game for web using the Godot 3.6. But it's extremely hard to debug, extremely hard to test because the WebXR needs to be on a security connection, needs to be HTTPS. And do this with Godot is hard. You can't do that in Godot. You have to build up local servers and put some certificates and install some certificates to test the game. It's extremely hard. And I see this like a cannon to kill a fly. You don't need all this. You just need one thing. That's this. You just need 2 cameras and 2 viewports. And some tricks that I will teach you in this video. Let's go to what I did here. As I said, I created a plugin for make everything easy. The only thing you have to do to make this work is go to the asset library of Godot, search for Cianci, and look for my plugin, the Cardboard VR Camera 3D, and put this on your player. That's it. That's all you need to do. Making that, you have a 3D stereographic camera. That's it. But it's not just an image. If you take a look closely, what I'm showing you here, you see there's some distortion here in the images, on the borders of the images. This is called tunneled lens effect. Why? Let me show you. This VR box here has 2 lenses, and these lenses has some distortions that is called tunneled distortion. So I have to distort here using a shader to emulate the distortion of the lens. When you see this on these glasses, it's a perfect square because of those distortions here. And other thing that you have to do here. First, let me put my face here. You have 2 eyes. most of the cases. And each eye is pointing in one direction. It's pointing to the object that you are focusing. So it's convergent. It's a convergence of view. But you need to replicate this convergence of view here on the lens. But how I do that? I point the cameras divergent to one of other in an open angle. So the objects will look convergent. It's a little trick to trick your eyes to see the convergence, naturally seeing convergence. There is one thing that I didn't put on this plugin yet. I will put this on the later version. Why? I really had a lot of motion sickness when I'm making this stuff. I really don't like this VR stuff. I made this on my channel, on my other channel, on my Portuguese channel, because a lot of people ask me to teach how to do that. So I made this plugin, but really, this really gave me a lot of motion sickness. I don't like to do that. So I built the basics and put the plugin on. Maybe in the future I'll build up another functions for this plugin. But let's go. Well, other thing this talking about the divergence of the lens. Okay, what I have to do here to make this better is this divergence must change based on the distance from the object that I'm looking at, for the object on the center of the screen. Example, if I came closer to this pillar, for example, I have to reduce the divergence. When I get far, I have to raise the divergence because my eyes are looking for a further object. This gave me the 3D sense, is my spatial 3D sense. But using without that is a problem? No, it's not. You just have to configure this divergence based on the space that you uh, based on your level design. If your level design is too big, there's a open space, you have to raise this divergence. If it's a closed space, is an in-room game, you have to reduce this divergence. That's because of that on this plugin I put this configuration here. The eye divergence angle, I put 20 because it's the common divergence angle for, it's a middle term between an open space and a closed space. And other things like the eye height, the height of the eyes, and of course the eye separation, because you have two eyes separated from each other. Most of the case, if you are a cyclops, you have only one eye, but in this case, don't even try to use stuff like that. It's not gonna work. Well, continuing. There is another stuff here that I have to explain for you. This first property here, use gyroscope. There's one thing on this plugin. He's used the gyroscope of the phone to move your head, like any other VR glasses. But for testing, I'm testing here the game, I have to use my mouse because my computer doesn't have a gyroscope. Most of the computers doesn't. So I use the mouse here to simulate the gyroscope just for testing purposes. So if you're going to deploy your game, you're just gonna check this box here, and it will use the gyroscope to work, to function. This is the mouse sensitivity when you're using the mouse. And this is the gyroscope factor, a multiplier to raise the gyroscope sensitivity or lower this. 0.2 is one optimal value that I found for my cell phone, but most of the cell phone will work fine with this 0.2 value. No problem with that. And there is this checkbox here, rotate parent. If you rotate your hair, if you rotate your head, the parent, or in this case the player, will rotate too. This is very important if you're using this in a player. But if you're using this in, I don't know, maybe in a top-down, VR top-down, tabletop, this is not necessary. And the handle mouse capture and the input cancel, this one is used when you're using the mouse, if to capture the mouse when you click it, and add an input to release the capture. Overall, this is all the properties that you need to know to just place it on your player, and that's it. You don't need to do anything more. It will simply work. You just need to change your camera for a cardboard VR camera 3D. This is the VR camera, and you can use it on your cell phone. Let me show you. Here, I can show you here. Take a look on my phone. And the gyroscope works fine. And I can put my phone on this device here and play some games on VR. That's really fun, but I have motion sickness, so I'm not gonna use this anymore. I need some time to recover that. Let's go there. For your curiosity, let me show you how I did this. It's pretty simple, really. It's not that hard to understand this. First of all, I have this script here. That is my cardboard camera. Is my cardboard camera 3D script. It extends camera 3D, so it is a camera, has all the functions of a camera. And here's the properties that I have shown to you, all the properties. Let's go down here. What it has? Two cameras. That's it. It has the left camera and the right camera. It has a pivot for those cameras to rotate those cameras, and have a view. Is the cardboard view. What is this view? I'll get there in a moment. You have the left eye subviewport and the right eye subviewport. The cameras are inside the subviewport to produce the texture to put on the screen. And here we are, the support for the gyroscope. No, not here. Here we are. Now, you just read the gyroscope of the device and rotate the pivot. Just that. Pretty simple. And has a limitation here to the angle. You can remove that because this limitation works only for the mouse. Why? Because I don't know you, but when you're using this glass, you don't want to do a backflip. You have a limitation, a hardware limitation on your neck. So this is not necessary. Let's go to the next stuff that I need to show you here is that if you use the gyroscope, the input gyroscope of the Godot, you need to go here in project settings. This is important. Find it, input device and sensors, and enable. Check this box here, enable gyroscope. This is very important. If you don't do that, you will notice because the game will not open on the cell phone. Just that. You need to enable this. Godot will ask you for restart after changing this checkbox, and it will work fine on the gyroscope. And that's it. It's all you need to know about this plugin. Let me show the other stuff here. Is the cardboard view. Let me go there. On 2D. Here we are. This is the view that you have when you're playing the game. What you have here? A background, a black background. This needs to be black to doesn't mess with your view. If it's something lighter color, will distort something. And an horizontal divider. There is a HBox container. You have the left eye control and the right eye control. Inside it, you have the left eye and the right eye. It's just some texture rects. Just that, texture rects. But you have something special here. Down here on the material, you got these shaders here. Here we are. It's a simple shader just to do the distortion, the lens distortion, to annulate the distortion of the lens of your headset. Just that. Is a simple distortion, UV distortion, to cause that effect, this distortion effect. I believe I found it somewhere on the internet. I didn't write this. It's a pretty simple and very used. You probably can find this on the Godot shader, the website Godot shaders. Now, what I do here, every time the game starts, I simply get the subviewport that contains the camera and put on the texture of the texture rects. That's it, simple. When you run the game, the two cameras will be shown on the viewports, on the texture rects. That's it. Pretty simple, don't you think? Well, that's all about this plugin. As I said, at the moment that I release this video, this plugin is already on the Godot Asset Library. I hope. You can find it here. You just need to go here and look for Cianci. And you'll find all my plugins, every single one of them. I have a lot of them. Probably when I release this video, you're gonna find another plugin here. This is this plugin, the Cardboard VR plugin. I put there today, it will be approved and we'll show it here. And the other thing is, I will left here on the description of the video the repository of this example and the repository of the plugin. You can download it, you can do wherever you want with that. You can, I don't know, and modify it and put this three lens if you have three eyes. I don't know. Do anything that you want. It's open source. Is on the link is on the description down here. And that's it. Well, if you like this material, if you like this plugin, and if you use it is useful for your project, please let me know here on the comments. And if you like it, give me a like, and if you wanted it, subscribe to my channel. This is my new channel in English. I have a channel in Portuguese with material in Portuguese, so it's a pretty new channel. I will start to put some stuff here, and if you want to see more of this game dev stuff, of music stuff, I'm a musician too. I make music for video games, and you like this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing here. I will make a lot more of material here, and a lot more of content. And that's it, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.